So Megan, thank you for, I just want to say, first off, with every client I work with, I want to say thank you for the opportunity. My mission and goal, and I share this with everybody, is my passion is to read, learn, grow, share, and help as many people. My mission is to take a premium service, really high level service, to the masses of people at affordable rates. So what happens is everybody that I work with helps me to learn, to grow, and then I could share that with other practitioners, develop my software, develop the courses. People who work with me, I get even better. And we figure out the patterns. And then the more we figure out the patterns, we can help people more efficiently. So again, you're just a huge part of, and every client plays a huge part of helping get to that, those levels, that journey. So you have been phenomenal to work with. I mean, you give incredible feedback, and you do your program and you give great feedback. So the feedback is probably as important as doing the work, because, and I share this with other practitioners, other people, it's constructive criticism, and it's really important, because it's not about my program, it's about how we can get her better, or how we can get the clients better. And you just take it as, okay, this is, what does it mean? And we think through the process. All right, so if you could share, Megan, like a little bit about your case, and then just share like how you feel this last week, because it's probably the best week we've had.
Yeah, of course. So I started seeing you because I would get dizzy, and I had my head rolled. So I think the stones moved in the wrong spot in my ear. So
how long have you had this?
So I've had it for probably maybe 3 to 5 years.
Okay. So you had dizziness for about 3 to 5 years, and then what are some of the things or symptoms that would happen?
Yeah, so I would usually, because it happened for so long, I would kind of just work ways around the dizziness. So when I would sit up at a rapid pace, I would get a little bit dizzy. So to change that, I would just get up slower so I wouldn't get dizzy. So some of my symptoms would be I would get dizzy, and it's not just dizzy, it was like I was looking at a target, and it was like readjusting, and then it took me probably about 2 seconds to see it. Like I couldn't see it at all.
So when you'd see a target would come in, it would be a little blurry, and then all of a sudden, like a little bit way after that, then you were able to see it. But that delay really affected you a lot.
Yeah, it was weird, because it was like I could always see, but it wasn't clear.
You changed your gaze. So meaning, like, if your eye would look at one object in one direction, and then if it would move to another direction, that's where you would have that part. So if you'd finally adjust to one, you'd be okay eventually at that one. But then if another object came in and your eyes had to move to, or your head had to move to that object, especially, and the faster it have to move, the worse that the adjustment would be, right?
Yeah, I could always see it. It was just the adjusting was taking a lot longer than it should have.
And also that would affect your walking as well, right? When you'd walk.
Yeah, my balance was always really awful, and I just thought that was kind of just what it was. It was my walking was fine, my gait was fine. It was just I couldn't stand on one leg. It was just like, it was really weird. I was one of the only people that couldn't stand on a leg for a long period of time. But yeah.
And then I wanted to share with you the level of trust that I was referred to. So her mom is a friend, a colleague, just an incredible person. Her mom. So also in this, what's awesome is Megan is studying to be an occupational therapist. So not only does it help her, but it opens up her eyes to possibilities when you're in your second.
It's a hybrid, so I'm in my third year. Fourth year.
Okay. Yeah. So how long do you have until you finish?
So I start grad school next semester, so it's 2 years.
Okay, so you got 2 more years of school. Okay. So she'll be finished, and she'll have her undergrad and her master's in occupational therapy. So not only does it help her, but it opens up the possibilities of her when she gets out in the field to work with different types of clients, especially in this realm, because these are the occupational therapists, especially in the neuro space. They're going to see a lot of these types of cases. The other facet is the trust level for myself. Is her mom has been a chiropractor and owned her own practice for over probably 30. She's been maybe with school and everything close to 40 years. She's been a chiropractor. So probably about 35 years. She at one time, her and her sister had one of the largest practices in the North Jersey area. And several years ago, I probably knew her mom about 8 years. Several years ago, her mom brought me into the practice on a part-time basis, so I would see a lot of very complex cases. And then I've grown my practice, but we still maintain a very close relationship and referrals. And this is her daughter, and she wanted me to look at her, work with her, and it's been very successful. And her mom is just a lovely, 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 smart lady. So can you share with her, with the audience a little bit, this simplicity? So we understand her history, and then maybe about 5 or 6 tests we repeat multiple times every session, right? Look at our head posture, look at our eye movements, look at our balance, we look at her coordination. And in her case, I didn't really watch her walk, but in a lot of cases I do watch people walk. That's really it. I mean, from that standpoint, her history, and then how she's feeling based on based on what we gave her and her feedback on to me, I could adjust the program, and it's really, really been simple, right?
Oh yeah, it's been very simple. So we would meet on the FaceTime, and then we'd go over the test and see how my eyes were, and then test everything, and then you kind of adjust from there and see what was straining my eyes, what wasn't. And it was strange because it always shifts. So we'd do saccades, and then the right side was good last week, and then the left side was straining my eyes, and then up, down. So it was a lot of like give and take. And it took a couple minutes, but we ended up getting what didn't strain my eyes, and then that would be my program for the week. So
yeah, and I'm going to go back to my notes here, and I think, let me see, I'm going to go back to my notes. I'm going to go back. And I think we started, I'm going to say, we started about maybe the end of February, we started?
That sounds right.
So we started the end of February, March. So I would say we're probably maybe, and we're still kind of working to get things stronger, but this week we had such a good week. No issues this week, right?
No issues, no.
No issues, and she's had this 3 to 5 years, and we worked once a week for the 20, so I would say where the 20, that was boom, and about 6 or 7 weeks. And I mean, that's been phenomenal stuff. Mm-hmm. So, and it's a testament of the fact that she did her program, 3 things. She's consistent with seeing me. She did her program consistently, and she consistently, the 3 C's, consistent, with seeing me once a week, consistency with doing a program, and consistency with giving me great feedback. And that's it. The simple and the program, I usually anywhere it takes a couple of minutes, and you do that 3 to 5 times a day. That's it. And it's the frequency of of doing these brain exercises start to make changes permanent. Okay. All right. Well, I just want to say thank you for this. This has been wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's look at you. Okay.
Yeah.
So all right. So let's look at our head posture. Okay. Let's look at the eye movements.
Okay.
So let's look at the eye movements.
Excellent. Up and down. Okay, here. To your right. Straight. Left. Beautiful. Up and down. Up. Straight. Down. Excellent today. Excellent. I want to go finger the nose. Okay, perfect. Now I just want to do balance the bed. If you're pretty good there, what I want you to do is this week, I want to do the same exact thing, just the same thing this week for next week. And then next week, I'm going to probably do another progression. But I just want to make sure that we get one more week with doing what we did last week.
Yeah, I didn't have like any, like even just doing that, like usually like I'd have at least one eye strain. I didn't have any.
That's our next step, is how do we get you to be that superstar and you have amazing practice.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So let's just look at your balance, and then let's look at you coming up. And if that's good, you're going to do the same thing as last week.
I can see.
All right. How's that feel?
Good. I went back a little bit, but
Okay. So what I'll do is I want you to test last one with coming out of the bed. Then we'll do your program. We'll recheck the balance. If that's better, then that's pretty good.
okay. Yeah, nothing.
Nothing, right?
No.
All right. And then let's check. Let's have you just do your program. We gave her 2, 2, and 1, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we gave her 2 slow, 2 fast, and then so again, the color we used green, the direction was up, and then the combination of what we did was we used 2 slow, then 2 fast, right? And there's reasons why we did that, and the reason why we did combination because her head is moving to a new direction, and we want her eye to make sure that it can move at a real good speed. Even though when she moves to a new gaze, it's a different type of eye movement, but the tracking helps the still target movements. So an example is if the target's here and our eye has to move to the still target, even though tracking helps, it's like a friend, it's like a cousin, it's like a brother, the tracking to the still target.
Mm-hmm.
So they both help each other. So if you have a problem with moving to a still target, you could use tracking. If you have a problem with tracking, you could use still target, vice versa. So the speed made a big difference. And then we came back to calm her down with doing just, a slow speed. So let's now check her balance. What do you think?
I didn't move.
No, you didn't move at all. So notice that you had that to the little back to the left. Once we lit up the end, and it was pretty good, better than it's probably the best that it has been pre-exercise. So she'll just keep doing this program, and then I might make a change next week when I see her next Tuesday. Okay, you are phenomenal. All right, I will see you, and thank you so much. And I will see you, and I'll just do the same exact thing. We nailed it. And again, and I wanted to say this is, we build bridges. So what I mean by that is that if I would have started with this one exercise when she first started, she might have not been able to do it because her system would fatigue. So the key is finding the area and then finding what exercise and how to do it under her threshold of fatigue. How do I know that? Her fatigue is all about how she feels, her symptoms, and correcting these tests. Those are the two things. So if I come in and I gave her this and her balance was all over the place, she's fatigued. So I had to use other exercises at first that would make her better, but not necessarily where she would have no symptoms, but she would get a little bit better. Okay, then I would go to another exercise where she'd get a little bit better. She'd still have some symptoms, but a little bit better. Then another exercise. And by building these little bridges, then eventually I'm able to get to the exact exercise that I want to do. And then that exact exercise will clear everything out.